The India really had its own NASA before NASA even existed. Sounds unbelievable, huh? But the secret hides in Kerala's misty mountains and dusty archives. Picture this: the Maharaja of Trivandrum built a high-tech observatory in 1837, decades before the rocket launch, and the word space age not once did textbook mention it. Who buried our legacy of cosmic exploration?
Think about Agasthyakoodam, a holy peak 6,400 feet tall in the Western Ghats, revered for both legend and spirituality. Unknown to the most, in the mid-1800s, this summit hosted one of the world's earliest space labs. Here's the trailblazing story. Scottish meteorologist John Allen Brown, after being invited by Uttram Tirunal Martanda Varma, ruler of Travancore, took charge as director of the Trivandrum Observatory in 1852, following the death of its first director, John Caldecott Brown. Brown, who was already leading an observatory in Scotland, wanted to expand the global network of magnetic research. With royal patronage and hundreds of workers, including convicts, tasked with carving a path, Brown established a second observatory atop Agasthyakoodam for simultaneous magnetic and meteorological readings with Trivandrum, beginning in July 1865.
Here's what they never told. The Trivandrum Observatory was built by Swadhi Tirunal Maharaj in 1837. Was a marvel like Google Maps and Akobato wrote in 1 century. Ahead of its time, the royal astronomer John Cartload laid the foundation, and Joe Ale Brown continued to evaluate its status. The team mapped the skies of sailors, tracked monsoon, hurricanes, and provided the precious timekeeping, all with Victorian era technology. Over the 340,000 magnetic readings was even recorded data so dense still intrigues scientists worldwide.
Brown's twin observatories, linked by telegraph running through dense forest, were essentially the internet of science in the 1800s. He even theorized about solar storms decades before space science caught up. Yet, instead of being honored like Aryabhatta or C.V. Raman, Brown and his revolutionary work faded from mainstream study, victims of bureaucratic shuffle and shifting scientific focus. The Agasthyakoodam mountain presented immense physical and mental challenges. To build the observatory nearly 6,200 feet above sea level, Brown and his crew trekked steep rainforest paths and weathered relentless storms. But hardship struck hard. During one period of harsh weather, Brown developed a severe fever that led to permanent hearing loss in one ear. This forced him to leave India and return to Europe in 1859. The observatory on the summit sat dormant until his return in 1862, but constant adversity and financial struggles ultimately ended its operations in 1865. It was finally closed in 1881 by the Madras governor. Never revived even by India's modern space agency, the Indian Space Research Organization.
Agasthyakoodam wasn't just a scientific camp. It was sacred space where myth, method, blurred. The local legends claim sage Agastya listened to the stars at the top of this mountain, the converge of tradition and tech made with one of the world's earliest endeavors and synchronized scientific research with spiritual heritage. So why don't we talk about these cosmic heritage sites? Even today, they caught in power struggles between indigenous tribes, the religious pilgrims, and progressive scientists. A Kani tribe called the Agasthyakoodam home. Pilgrims deem it holy. The environmentalists and bureaucrats protect it. Very long-scale scientific activity. And the result? Much needed climate and cosmic research is kept at the bay. Trivandrum Observatory rests in a university campus. The Agasthyakoodam Summit Lab is just a memory. The bronze mountain of magnetic data lies undigitalized, and the achievement of nearly deaf scientists rendered nearly invisible.
Imagine if India had continued Brown's work. These sensors and data could have powered early warning systems for solar storms, shielded millions from space weather disruptions, and placed India at the global forefront of climate science. Instead, the name Trivandrum faded from scientific maps, even as other nations advanced in space weather forecasting. Now, satellites chase clues across light years while our own cosmic treasure troves gather dust in the archive. But there's hope. What if the Trivandrum Observatory became a science hub, empowering school clubs, innovators, and researchers? Imagine Agasthyakoodam reborn as a science spirituality sanctuary where tribal elders, monks, and astrophysicists unite under the stars. Reviving these ancient labs isn't nostalgia, it's an urgent need. With the climate crisis looming, Brown's unmined data may hold solutions yet undiscovered. Picture local children learning the constellations from tribal elders and scientists launching new research atop sacred peaks. The lost network coming back to life.
Our ancestors weren't just sky gazers, they were sky disciples. Their achievements blend bold with innovation and with deep spirituality. By reclaiming this forgotten legacy, we don't only honor India's scientific past, we launch ourselves in the future where heritage had to go hand in hand. Two sides, one mission reclines in this low scientific genius. Trivandrum Observatory and Agasthyakoodam are relics. They are the blueprints of the future. What do you think? Should the Agasthyakoodam reopen for scientific study? Could restoring these hidden labs change India's destiny in science and technology? Share your thoughts and like, subscribe and join the journey to give history and science a second chance.